week, at Kids Church, we were talking about Florence and Michael's Country Farms. That if anybody can remember, the week before that, we were talking about the last one in our series of words. It wasn't just word, things. Does anybody remember what we were talking about 2 weeks ago in Kids Church? The Bible, well done. We were talking about the Bible, what it is, how it came to be, and why it's so important. But as I said, that we finished, we're not doing any more words, but now we're going to start looking at things that are in the Bible. Stories, true stories from the Bible. And actually this is the third time as Kids Church that we have started and gone through the Bible. So the last time we did it, you would be little. Now you're older, so you'll be able to understand more. But if you were going to read a book, where is the best place to start? You start at the end? In the middle? No, if you're going to read a book, you start at the beginning. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Who can tell me what is the first book of the Bible? Genesis. The first book of the Bible is Genesis. And the very first story, true story, in the Bible is about creation. Have you ever made anything? Have you made anything that you are proud of? If anyone has brought anything this morning that they have made, get it now and bring it up to me. Okay. Are you the only one who has made something? What's this sitting beside me here? Something like this? Yes, bring it up. You have to bring it up. So I want to see what the things are that you've made. Okay. Right. Our turn. Did you make this all by yourself?
Yes.
Very good. Why did you decide to make this?
Because I'm skillful.
Because you're skilled, told you to. So that was your reason for making it. And you made it all by yourself. Has it got a name? No. Are you proud of it? Of course you are, yeah. Okay. Keena, what have you brought for us this morning? Oh.
That's
Wow. Hold it up so everyone can see it. And yes, you didn't make this for yourself. You made it for somebody, am I right? Who did you make it for? Your dad. And the reason you made it with the English blue on here is because your dad's the best dad. Well done. You've won that prize. So did you design it all by yourself? You came up with the idea and you made it all by yourself. Were you proud of it? Of course you were. It's lovely. What else have you got here? Ooh, these are nice. Did you make this from a kit? Did you make it from a kit? Did you have, or did you make all these bits? You just stuck them all together, did you? Is that how you did it? Well done. Very talented. So Beth, what have you made this morning?
A balloon.
Oh dear. Okay, and now you're very proud of your water-filled balloon. Right, does it have a name? No, yet. Why did you make it? Because that's fair enough. Okay, you can all go and sit down here. Thank you very much for bringing your things. It was a good reach and a good mix of things there. And you were proud of what you made, and you did it by yourself. You made the effort, you came up with the idea, and you made it. You know, the very first story in the Bible is about when God made the world. You see, there hasn't always been earth where we live. It wasn't always there. There wasn't always plants and trees and animals or even people. But there has always been God. God has always been. And now we're going to watch a short video about how God created everything.
God's story, creation. So part of God's story is about when He created the world. And it begins like this. Before the beginning of time, there was nothing. Nothing at all. No earth, no light, just emptiness. It was like the inside of a basketball, or a cup after you drink all the milk out of it. But God was there, and He had an idea. He wanted to fill up the emptiness. And guess what? Since He's God, He can make things appear just by speaking. It's like if you said, let there be a roller coaster, and then any kind of roller coaster you wanted just appeared. So in the middle of nothing, God said, let there be light, and the darkness was filled with light. Now we know what light is, but remember, it had never existed before. Everything God made was brand new. So it's probably like when you're asleep and someone comes in and flips on the lights. Except there were no people yet. God was creating a world for them first. Anyway, light was the first thing God made. He called the light day and the dark night. He made a huge space above water and called it sky. Then he gathered all the water, separated it from dry ground, and called it sea. He called the dry ground land. God called it all good. He thought what he'd made was pretty sweet, but he wasn't done yet. All that land was still bare. So God made plants. Oak trees, palm trees, evergreen trees, grasses, roses, sunflowers, and every other type of bush, tree, flower, or plant, including the ones that we eat like broccoli and apples. Then God looked at all the plants and called them good. Kids, that includes the vegetables. After plants, God created the sun to shine all day and the moon to shine at night. He sprinkled twinkling balls of lights in the sky and called them stars. And guess what? He called that stuff good too. Next, God filled the water with fish and whales and sharks and squid and every other sea creature. He filled the sky with flapping, chirping, squawking birds. And what do you think he called the fish and the birds? Yeah, good. Even though sometimes birds poop on our heads. Now there were fish and birds, but still nothing but plants on land. So God said, let there be animals. And animals of all kinds came scurrying, crawling, snorting, stomping, and racing across the dry ground. And just like everything else, God called the animals good. God was almost done, but he had one more thing to create that he had imagined from the beginning, when the earth was still empty. People to enjoy it. So God made Adam and Eve and told them they could eat from the trees, the animals, and explore everything in this world. And God created them so they never had to feel sick or sad or lonely. It was perfect. God loved all his creation. When he saw the oceans and mountains and stars and valleys, he called them good. But when he looked at Adam and Eve, he called them very good. So good, in fact, that he was done. Now, it was time to rest. And that's the story of creation. So in case you missed it, here's the quick version. The earth was empty. God made light and dark. God made the sky and seas. God made birds and fish. God made plants and animals. He said all this stuff was good. Then he made people. He called them very good. Then he rested. And that's a part of God's story.
Now we've seen a quick version of how God created everything. But you know, do you ever save the best for last? If you've got your dinner on your plate in front of you, there's lots of different things on it. Do you eat the best bit first, or do you eat the best bit last? I save it for the last. But here's the problem in my house. If we've got a box of chocolates, I want to keep the best ones for the end. Gordon dives in first. He eats all the best ones. So when we come to the end, the best ones are gone. I can't have them. So, but you know what? God saved the best for last. And I guess he also had a reason for that. He didn't want to create us first because there would have been no light. There would have been no heat from the sun. There would have been no plants or trees or anything that we could have had to eat. He waited until everything was perfect. And then he made us. Here's something. Why did God make us? Artem made his little creature because schools were losing. Kina made her best dad plaque because the other day, I guess, was coming up for her birthday or something. But why did God make us? Let me tell you, that's a big, big question. It's bigger than I even thought it was when I started to look into it this week. So adults, I suggest you do a little research. Why did God make us? But just for this morning, as we're in Kids Church, I'm going to tell you one very easy, very simple reason why God made us. You see, God is love. God just doesn't do love, show love, practice love, try love. God is love. And he made us so that he could love us. That's why he made us. He made us so that he could love us. And now he wants us to love him. He wants us to love him. But he'll never force us to love him. He could have made us that we would automatically love God. But would that really be love? He wants for him to love us and for us to love him so that we have a relationship. That's what God wants. And then he also wants us to show other people what God is like by showing them love. That's what God is all about. I've got something here that I made. And you've probably seen this before because I made it a good few years ago and I brought it out occasionally. In fact, some of you made these when we were away for our weekend. But this is what I made. In my head, I thought, I'm going to make a sock puppet. Thought, I'll get one of Gordon's Wilkins socks. We seem to have an M5 on socks. And I'll put some buttons on it, I'll put some of this fluffy stuff on, and I'll give it a tongue. And I made it. I designed it. It was in my head. I got all the things together. I made it, so I'm proud of it. And this sock puppet can even give me a kiss. But does it love me? No. This sock puppet is not able to love me. Can't do it. And you've heard me talk many times about my dog. Now, my dog sort of loves me. Now, she loves me because I look after her. Well, we do. We look after her. We take her for walks. We feed her. We give her treats. So, of course, she loves us for that, and that's a good start. But is it real love? You see, God made us differently from all of the animals. He made us so that we could love him deeply. We can deeply love God. We have that ability within us. But like I said before, God doesn't force us to love him. He wants us to love him. He loves us. He wants us to love him. And here's a verse you've heard many times. You've even learned it. I'm not going to ask you to say it because I know John down there is going to get it wrong. Mark chapter 12, verse 30. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. That's the greatest commandment. So at the end of church, I have some little glow stress balls. Not that I'm expecting you to be stressed, but you can squish these if you are. So everybody who made something, every child can come and get one later. When you see one of these, or you're out and about, you see trees and all those things, remember, God made everything. He made you different. He made you special with an ability to really love God. And that's what he desires most. So, I'd say to Gordon, I'll leave it up to you if we've got time to sing. But look, we just have to sing. You made the start to shine, okay? So don't forget the twinkle, twinkle, and the splish, splash, and all of those bits as well.
So, we're only going to sing once, so don't save all your best actions for the second time.